Hey, Virgo, welcome to your May reading. So I hear that May could be really exciting. It's Taurus season. The sun is lighting up your ninth house, the house of long trips, big perspectives, philosophy, religion, big ideas and adventures, seeking the truth. And Spirit says, in order for you to go on this adventure, Spirit is funny. Spirit's like a Virgo would never, let's say, plan a long trip and leave with like dishes in the sink and the house all cluttered up, because you want to come home to a comfortable, open, clear space, right? So you want to clear up any old, unresolved conflicts before you go on your big adventure. So, is there anything, any loose ends that you feel like you want to tie up? This would be a good time to do so. And especially if you happen to be hearing this reading before May, you could get started. What Virgo doesn't love a little head start? All right, let's get into your month. As always, we're going to pull a persona card to see how you are showing up, which aspects of yourself that Spirit wants to highlight for your highest good. And Spirit, we want to look at the past for Virgo people, Virgo sun, Virgo moon, Virgo rising, and sixth house, Virgo dominant people who are tuning into this reading. Spirit want to know all about their recent past as it pertains to the present and their unfolding future. Spirit, show us the path for Virgo people. What is showing up to meet Virgo people, and what do you want them to know or do about it? How do you want them to navigate? Spirit, want to know what is the climate this month and how they can best navigate it. Your guidance for Virgo, Virgo sun, Virgo moon, Virgo rising, and dominant people. Spirit, in the month of May. You know what's happening in the heavens. Help us see a little clearer what's happening here on earth. Spirit is really highlighting as within, so without. And so remembering that as we bring things to light and resolution within ourselves, that things can come to light and resolution in the external world. Just a couple more, Spirit. Want to know the key to unlocking the best of May for Virgo's highest good. Any potential outcomes that you want to highlight for Virgo to help them steer toward or steer clear. What they need to know in May. Spirit, always and only for their highest good. Just one more for Virgo in the month of May. Yeah, I keep hearing like big possibilities in the month of May. Saturn will be shifting into Aries at the end of May. We've been going through a big-ass transition, so don't be surprised if you find yourself among the people who is like having a big-ass transition. Thank you, Spirit. Past, present, future, guidance, the climate, outcome, and the key. Hey. Wow. Wow, Virgo. Damn, almost don't need cards. All right, let's talk about it. So you, first of all, are showing up as the Page of Wands. Spirit said this would be a month of adventure, a month of boldness, a month of potentially like having new perspectives, new views. And, that ninth house that Taurus rules for you, especially if you're a Virgo rising, but wherever you may be on the Virgo scale, Taurus is highlighted, right? So whatever it is in your chart. But for a lot of you, this is about mind expanding. And one of the ways that people have their minds expanded is like higher education, travel, getting to know new cultures, new religions, new philosophies, whether we get to travel there or whether we travel there within the realm of the mind, going on the internet, reading a book, whatever. Encountering wisdom and truth that shifts and opens your whole perspective. And perhaps some of you have gained a perspective that you want to share. The Page of Wands is a talker. They're a messenger. You might have something that you want to bring to people, and that brings us to your past. Ace of Wands. So for many of you, it's like, I have found this torch, this light, And when I bring this light, so let's, just as an example, as within, so without is like one of those torches. So that whenever I'm going through a situation or I'm having a struggle in the relationship or whatever it is, if I bring the torch of as within, so without, I may be able to find something that was previously in the dark that opens my perspective and allows me to approach this person or this situation or this feeling I'm having in a different way, enlightening, literally bringing things to light and making them clear. So you've had an epiphany with that Ace of Wands, an epiphany or an inspiration. This is something that I want to build, this is something that I want to grow, right? Ace of Wands is a spark. A spark, when you're creating a fire, it has all the potential in the world to create something life-changing or to just go out if the light isn't tended to, protected, fed, right? What Spirit said about having a lot of growth and possibility and beauty ahead, as long as you are willing to clear out any old conflicts, we see that so clearly here in the present, death, closing a door, finishing something for good, and then sitting in the guidance position, the Three of Swords. Spirit is using a very specific phrase, which is, what kind of damning thoughts do you have about yourself or about other people or about, like, you know, relationships, men, women, earth, whatever. Like, what kind of Three of Swords, isolating, painful thoughts do you have? And if you bring in that light and look for where that started, you might be able to resolve something. So, if, for example, you never got the approval and affection unconditionally from one of your parents, you might find yourself seeking out friends or partners or bosses that make you feel not enough or unworthy, and they vibrate, they resonate that old feeling and bring it back up for you. And I want to tell you, that doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. That means that here's an opportunity to respond in a different way. Oh, so this person is kind of withholding, and this is just, as an example, okay? This is certainly not for all Virgos, but it's like I'm around this person whose affection or approval I really want, and they routinely withhold it or routinely make me actually feel worse about myself, and like I have to try even harder. And I've had this new epiphany and understanding that, like, oh my God, this is exactly the dynamic I had with my parent or whatever. Now, I have an opportunity to respond differently to myself, and thus I will respond differently to that person. But more important to start, like, within, right? So, what part of me might agree with this person that I'm not good enough? That's who I need to talk to and make understand that I'm good enough. This person may never understand it. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. That can't be on me, right? But what can be on me is how well I think of myself and how worthy I think of myself and how much I actually value what it is that I bring to the table and what I'm saying. You know? Believing in myself, finding myself worthy, and following that feeling with whatever needs to happen with this external stuff that I'm dealing with. So, Three of Swords implies a wound, and potentially an old wound. Somebody may have said some hurtful words to you that just stick. And again, for some of you, I feel this is really old, and it's like, and there's still a part of me who's avoiding hearing those words ever again. And in avoiding those words, I might be avoiding some joy, because I see a lot of joy and growth and beautiful things possible for you if you are willing to look at that wound and pull out the swords so that it can actually close up. Okay? I want you to think of those three swords as like it's holding the wound open so that you don't make that mistake again. A lot of us can think like, okay, so as long as I remember how bad that hurt, that'll make it never happen again. The truth is actually the opposite. The more we leave a wound open, the more it's allowed to fester, the more it's allowed to actually increase and grow and attract all new kinds of problems to it, okay? That vibe with it. So what cruel words might you be repeating to yourself that come from somebody who is long gone? It's time to close the door on that unresolved old wound. Okay? And take your time. No one's rushing you. But you can see that it's worth it because on the other side, your future, 10 of Cups, overjoyed. My cups runneth over, is what Spirit is saying. Is like, I almost can't count my blessings. There are so many. I'm feeling loved. I'm feeling seen. I'm feeling appreciated. I'm feeling like things are possible. I'm feeling like the world is all opening up in front of me. Sitting in the climate, the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune sitting in the climate around you and death being in the present, things are changing. It's like it is inevitable, right? And we're literally in the shift of the season. We've entered spring. The wheel is turning. The clock is turning. You are being led in a much more satisfying direction that has a lot more to offer you just in every single way. And I want to remind you that when we are healing, think of the Wheel of Fortune. Wheels have up and down. Yes, it means progress for sure. And nobody likes change but a wet baby. Even when it's good change, even when it's positive change, it can be difficult, it can be stressful. So you need to know that if you are healing, sometimes, a lot of times, when we begin to heal something that's really significant, things can actually feel worse at first because we had, found a coping mechanism of numbing or ignoring or like skating over the surface, making a joke about that thing that hurts instead of like acknowledging it for real and being earnest and cringe about it, right? So engaging with it honestly could hurt worse at first. It's kind of like when you start cleaning out a closet and you're like, oh, this is actually going to be take a lot longer and be a lot harder and create a lot more of a mess than I was thinking it was going to. And that can be discouraging. So it's important that you bring compassion to it and be like, okay, this is just part of the process. Emptying out the whole closet and laying a bunch of shit all over the ground so that I can now organize it and put it together in a way that is going to be more pleasurable, more accessible, and more effective. It requires a phase where things get a little bit messy, right? So, as much as you can, try not to fear the ups and downs of this journey, thinking, okay, this is part of the journey. Today I'm up and I'm feeling really good, Ace of Wands and Ten of Cups, and etc. I'm feeling so good about everything that's possible and everything that's happening for me. And then there can come a day where it's like, wow, I'm really fucking in my feelings today. It's really hitting me. That thing that I was missing, or that thing that that person never gave to me, or that thing that I've been craving and never received is really hitting me. Being in that feeling and letting yourself cry or be mad or be down or be confused allows that to pass and allows the wheel to turn rather than to get stuck there. Okay, so trying to prevent feeling something or having to face something, it 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 holds us back, it restrains us. So let it be, let yourself feel, knowing that that leads to the next thing, that means this will pass and then I'll be on to the next thing. So when we feel good, we ought to appreciate it and seize it and sink into it and enjoy it and not take it for granted, knowing that the wheel, I'm up right now, and there will come a time when I'm at a loss or that I'm wishing to be elsewhere or whatever. So I will enjoy the good while it's here, and when I'm in the toughness, I will remember that this too shall pass. So I'm not going to drag myself down and get stuck and tell myself stories about how this is always how it's going to be and this is how it's always has been and yada 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 yada. Page of Wands is a very positive, upbeat, adventurous narrator. Okay? So be a kind, courageous, warm narrator for yourself. Even in those dark moments, tell yourself like it's an adventure story. Spirit is reminding me of Peter Pan right now, the book. And in the book, there's a scene where Peter Pan's in a lot of trouble. And it basically looks like he's going to die. And he thinks, oh, I'm going to die. Oh, death shall be a really great adventure, won't it? That's how Peter Pan, in that moment, of course he doesn't die. He gets rescued. I believe it's by the mermaids. If anybody's read it, you can fill me in if I'm remembering it correctly. But for Peter Pan, that is a very liberating moment of like, oh, this is going to be an adventure. Transforming into a new person is going to be an adventure. It's going to be a little scary at times. That's, death is scary. Transformation is scary. Transition is scary. And 10 of fucking cups, it looks like it's more than worth it. It looks like you celebrate this death that is coming into your life, okay? Looking at the potential outcome, 6 of cups. Ten of Cups, Six of Cups, love, union, reunion, celebration. And also Spirit is saying like a cleansing, like a clean, clear slate. Allowing yourself to be loved for who you really are. Six of Cups is like the child card, and it's the soulmate card. So it's people who make us feel like we can strip off all the, being cool or being mature or intelligent or fancy or whatever, and just be who we are and be loved for that. That's available for you. So if you're feeling in any way like you are lacking that, that could be the words and the thoughts that you have about that being impossible for you, or that you have to be a certain way in order to have that. That could be the inside job that you kind of need to bring light to that unresolved conflict and let it go and put that behind you and be willing to allow yourself to be loved. It's really like that's what I'm kind of seeing here, and appreciated. Okay, you might be loved by a partner or a family, but maybe you want to be, loved for the message that you have to bring to the world, or the adventure that you want to share with the world. That could be what this is, right? Allowing yourself to see and express, or be seen and express. And sitting in the key position, if you build it, money will come. Eight of Pentacles. If you work on your skill, if you tend to your project day by day, the way that a person who is gardening and trying to grow food or flowers, they don't, go out there once every few weeks and throw a little water on there and see what's up. They're out there every day. It might be for 5 minutes some days, it might be for 5 hours some days, but they are out there every day tending to their garden and seeing what it needs on that day for it to grow. So, consistency, practice. What practice is helping you grow yourself or your skills, your resources, your money, your effectiveness? That's a really important and effective place to put your time this month into. How can I grow my money? How can I grow my skills? And how can I create an easy way for me to show up and tend to that every day? Consistency is way more important than intensity. If you can practice piano for 1 minute every day, that will be way more effective than like putting in one kind of chaotic hour a random day and then not doing it again for 6 weeks, and you've lost everything that you did that one day. You know what I mean? If you're doing it 1 minute every day, you're at least learning your scales or something, and be able to build slowly on that. Eight of Pentacles style. So a lot of growth and receiving possible when you are willing to let go of that which you do not want to hold and which is not good for you and is not helpful for you. A pretty beautiful month there, Virgo. How are you feeling? Is any of this already showing up for you? You have any questions, thoughts, comments, stories, reflections? I appreciate all of them. Thank you for being here, Virgo. I hope that I will catch you in our weekly Saturday live. And until then, take care. See you soon. Bye, Virgo.